Oh, hello, Internet. Hi. Uh, hello. Welcome to Soldiers of the Lich Queen. We've been away for a little time, but we are back. We know you missed us. Last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, we kind of started a stream, but there were technical difficulties. So we're going to kind of jump in where that one ended. I'll recap. You didn't miss too much. The technical difficulties were pretty early on, but I don't want to make these guys go back through and redo things they've already done. So we'll kind of summarize that. Justin, any channel announcements to get started? Yeah, that was great.
Which is awesome.
It is.
About to mention it.
Thank you, chat, for letting me know. Thanks, chat. Oh, that's awkward. Yep. I'll just run through announcements real quick again. Beneath the Tide Pyre campaign, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Times now, so we can get all the players together at once. Dungeon of the Mad Mage goes till 9:30 on Wednesdays now, because of the time change. Sundays, obviously this game still happens. Thursdays, Grimshade Mountain. Watch us play new characters because of that TPK last week. Go to iTunes and look up Mimics and Monstrosities. Give us a 5-star rating and watch the first 4 parts of our first episode of Beneath the Tide, because it's cool and a lot of cool stuff happened. And okay, cool. Announcements are done.
All right. So that brings us back to our recap. It's been a while, so I'll do a little bit of a further back one. I'll summarize quickly. We have our 3 half siblings, who are half Gith, who all grew up separately, brought together to go live in a Gith enclave to help join the Gith society and eventually become soldiers of the Githyanki Lich Queen. They went to their first raid. They did not like it. They had some moral questions about it and decided we really think we want to maybe turn on the Githyanki some point here. So they picked the city of Pyre for their first location to go to because of its potential for a lot of allies, and they have been having a grand old time wandering around, exploring the city, and engaging in urban life for the first time. For all, actually, really, civilization of any kind for all of them. It has been a steep learning curve. Every single one of them grew up nowhere near civilization. So that's been fun. They managed to help out a hapless young wizard student who accidentally released a phase spider. What they later found out was a pregnant phase spider in his master's house while his master was away on vacation. And they went in and helped him. They killed all the phase spiders and then helped him clean out the house before his master got home in exchange for extra money. And then also negotiated for a couple of spell scrolls in addition. Drusilla negotiated that. Then they did a little bit of shopping. Drusilla and Aja went and bought presents for Hannibal. One blue spider egg to replace the phase spider egg that they took from him while he was unconscious, because they thought that it would be irresponsible to allow Hannibal to have a phase spider egg. And so they went to an apothecary, and she took a spider egg that was about the same size and did some alchemical things to it to color it blue, so it color matched very well. Hannibal went and did some shopping and bought himself a puppy, a death dog puppy, a two-headed death dog named Moloch. They met. So then, what you missed if you were not here for our partial episode, or even if you were here, I'm not sure how much you guys got. They got together. Drusilla and Aja gifted Hannibal his gifts, his the letter with the lovely illustration, the fancy blue paper, and then the spider egg, which Hannibal immediately popped the cork off the little vial it was in and then ate it. After that, they headed over to the office of one Lucas Gislaine, the one that gave them this job in the first place, back in the sort of abandoned, unused section of sewers off the main river. So they headed over in this direction, and as they approached the door, they can hear voices having a conversation inside. And that is where we will pick up.
Hello? Can you let us in, please?
Huh? You muffled through the door, you hear, huh? Oh, yeah, just it's open. Come on in, just come on in.
I don't want to go in first.
Aja will open the door, walk in.
All right. So you open the door, you come in, and you see Lucas's office. It's very, it's basically what an old, dried up cistern, kind of rounded brick underground section that's looks like it's largely cleaned up. There is his desk and most of his setup is up on a slightly elevated wooden platform, just to keep everything off the ground in case any moisture does get in. There are various shelves and couches and chairs around for sitting and lounging and waiting. There's also a pair of suits of armor that flank the doorway on either side, just kind of set into alcoves. And then he has his desk up on the little platform with some bookshelves behind it, covered in all sorts of little knickknacks and things. It looks like it would be the general contents of the office look like they would be not out of place in a much more much fancier, much more above ground establishment. It's a little weird to see the interior is very nice and there's some rugs and everything, and then it's sitting inside an abandoned sewer cistern. But you see Lucas sitting behind his desk, leaning forward, tented fingers, sitting across from a very well-dressed dwarf with the two of them appear to have been in the middle of some negotiations when you knocked on the door. And as you come in, Lucas says, my newest employees, please come on in. Well, let's say contractors. I don't want to make you uncomfortable with any sort of promises of commitment.
All right. Hannibal steps forward.
I understand that you did the job, and you did the job admirably as well. I have here not only your payment, but a bonus, which I believe is, well, if you earned it, it is well deserved, especially if, if the person who gave you the job was willing to give it to you. So, very good job, very well done indeed. And I'm trying to remember, I think I gave it to you guys we got to this part last time, so you guys got the 300 gold each, or 900 total. And Justin, did I give you your scrolls?
Let me look at my equipment. No.
Okay. All right. So, he slides. So he reaches behind his desk, and there's a rather large safe that he opens. He kind of covers it with his body as he opens it. You don't know, you can hear a dial moving. You can hear several other clicks and turns and metallic clanks happen as he opens it as well. But he kind of covers it up so you can't see what all is involved there. But he opens it and then sets out 300 gold on the table in 3 pouches. And he says, "I apologize if you wanted to divvy that up in a different way. I figured I would just split it 3 ways for the 3 people who did the job."
Satisfying.
All right. So, and I believe there was also the matter of 2 scrolls. Yes, I have these here.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So he reaches back and he comes out. He's got 2 rolled up pieces of vellum, very nice, wrapped in ribbon with a wax seal on them, and he sets them out on the table and on the desk. I don't know which one of you is adept in using these, but they are all yours.
It is I, Hannibal, master of the arcane.
Well, all right.
And I examine the spell scrolls.
Okay. I'll say the purpose of these, but they were given to you as payment, so I won't make you roll anything for them. So I'll say they're labeled. One of them is a scroll of fireball.
Oh, yes.
And the other one is
what level?
3rd. Both of these are 3rd.
Okay.
And the other one is a scroll of wall of sand.
Ooh. Okay, so
He says, "And it was absolutely lovely doing business with you. If you have any need of additional work, I would be more than happy to set you up with some sort of customer, some sort of anybody, because you did very, very fine work."
Great, we need more work.
And then the dwarf sitting at the desk is going to be, "Well, if you're in need of work, I'm in need of people to do work, so perhaps we could set something up." And Lucas says, "I was just speaking to this fine gentleman about setting up some sort of job. If I may make introductions, this is Thanzel Onyx Forge." And Thanzel says, "Yes, so I'm the owner of a bank in town, a new branch of the Thunderhead Bank in Midtown."
A what?
Thunderhead Bank.
Thunderhead Bank?
Yes.
What is bank?
He kind of looks over at Lucas and then looks back and, "Well, it's a place where we guard and protect people's valuables and money so that they can keep them in a safe place so they don't have to provide their own security for it." In addition, we also have a new system where any branch of the Thunderhead Bank will accept ledgers of coin, basically. You can, if you place your money in one branch of the Thunderhead Bank, you can withdraw it from any branch of the Thunderhead Bank. So suppose if you're doing large amounts of business and you don't want to, carry bag after bag or chests of coin, you could just deposit the money in, one branch of the Thunderhead Bank here, and if you needed to do business, say, all the way across the sea, you could then withdraw that money on the other side of the sea. So you don't need to transfer your own gold and valuables on a large scale like that. Primarily for merchants and other very wealthy folks, but we also have services for those who wish to just keep money and valuables and other such things under guard and lock and key.
Bank. I don't want to put my money in your bank. I don't think we can help.
Well, that's not what I'm not looking for customers. What I'm looking for is, well, I mentioned that we keep things secure, we keep things safe. And, well, the best way to make sure that we're keeping things safe is if we test our systems. So, basically,
Oh,
I'm looking for people to try to break into.
we accept. Yes, we'll do this for you.
All right. Now I want to be very clear.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
have money that doesn't belong to you in your bank thing.
And some that does.
And he wants us to steal it and become super rich.
You want us to steal it. We no, Hannibal. We said at the beginning we weren't going to do anything that was like illegal.
It's not illegal. He's telling us to do it. It's his bank.
Well, I don't want you to. I don't want you to take anything. I just want to be very clear about that. I don't want you to actually steal anything. I just want you to see if you can get into the place where we're keeping the money, and then let us know, and then tell us how you did it, so that way we can prevent other people from getting in the same way. So basically, you break in, and then you walk us through how you did it, and then we now know that those are ways that you can get past our defenses, and then now we put up new defenses to prevent you or anyone else from being able to do that ever again.
Monlik, if anyone tries to kill us in the bank, just bite their heels, please.
No, that's a good question. Well, it's not a question, but it's a good point. What happens if somebody objects and, there's violence?
Well, we've allotted a fair amount of money to this, and we have the capacity to hire some healers. So, we do have guards. How about this? If we'll set an amount. I'll take a look at my books, and we'll set an amount of money that I'll pay you no matter what. But I'll also have the funding that we have to pay for additional healers. If you don't use it, if no one is injured and you're not found out at all, then you will be able to think of that like a bonus that you can get in order to pay. If you don't use it, we'll just give it to you. And if someone is injured, we'll use it to pay for healing services, either for you or anyone injured in the process.
What if someone dies?
Well, from your end, I would ask that you don't kill my bank guards. If you could just, render them unconscious at the most.
I will do my best.
All right. And my guards are also, they're trained that, generally speaking, they'll know that that an exercise like this is happening, so they'll know not to, respond with lethality.
Great.
This all sounds very suspicious. I would like to make an insight check.
Okay.
I'm feeling very insightful. I have to tell you, I have a 7.
Seems completely legitimate.
Seems legit.
Lucas says, I have to allay any concerns. I have met several times with Mr. Onyx Forge, and I myself keep some of my coin and valuables in his bank, and I'm very aware of the prestigious nature and reputation of his bank and its various branches across the sea.
Alright. So what do you guys want to do? I think we should rob it, or at least attempt to, because it could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't seem like there's a downside.
And I mean, the more money we get, the better. It could be easier. It could be for us to find this mind flayer we are looking for.
You're looking for a what now?
We're not looking for anything.
Oh, it's the name of my big toe. I got lost. If it fell off, I used to call my toes mind flayers because I like to put them in people's noses and ears and flay their minds with my toenails.
He's joking. He's absolutely joking.
I'm going to say I certainly hope so.
We'll do it.
What
Do
is
we
a
have
joke?
deal?
Ah, yes, deal.
Fantastic. So, we'll get that written up, and looks like you are still recovering from your last work you did for me. So,
Indeed.
I will let you go out and spend and enjoy your hard-earned earnings while we put together the paperwork and talk about the particulars about payment and everything. And I will negotiate on your behalf because, well, unless you would like to.
One other thought. If we're
Yeah.
gonna do this, we're gonna need to prepare. There will be some expenses involved in that, I expect. Will those be reimbursed?
Looks over at the dwarf, and Mr. Onyx Ford says, "Well, I suppose, yes, if you let us know what, well, it'll be part of the process. If you let us know what you used in preparing and what preparations you used, we will reimburse you for those. So just keep note of how much you spend, and then we'll reimburse you for it."
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. And Lucas says, "And I very much appreciate your patronage as clients. So enjoy your payment and enjoy the rest of your day. Mr. Onyx Forge here, and I will hammer out the rest of the particulars."
When do we begin?
I will send notice to your inn when we are ready for you, and then at that point, at any time, you are free to begin, I believe is the arrangement. And Onyx Forge says, "Yes, we'll know that you'll be coming, but we don't necessarily want to know exactly when, so we don't, so my men aren't too on guard."
Where's this bank?
I'll deliver the information once we finish deliberating. I'll deliver the information. I'll walk you by there. I've been there a few times. I'll show you where it is. It is in Midtown, correct? Yes, it's in Midtown. And Lucas says, "I'll walk you there sometime."
Wunderbar.
All right. Again, pleasure doing business with you. I look forward to speaking with you again.
Very well. We'll leave.
All right. And where are you headed?
Hannibal, you still have one hit point, don't you?
I has 1 hit point.
I'm still hurting a bit myself. I wouldn't mind a rest, and maybe we could talk this through.
Wunderbar. Yes, talking through. Very good.
This seems like one of those things like where a plan is a really good idea, as opposed to like just running around.
Yes. What do you think, Moloch? What should we do? I agree. Thank you, Moloch.
He's like jumping up at your leg, trying to get at the bag of holding.
Oh yes, my apologies. Gis hand,
Severed Gith hand floats up into your.
and I snap one of the fingers off.
Okay.
Here you go, Moloch. Snack time.
Yeah, the two heads come up at it and grab it and like start playing tug of war with it and pulling and biting at it and chewing and devouring it.
So,
Back to the inn.
I think we go
Alright.
back to the inn, yes, and sleep.
All right, you guys head back to the inn. Yeah, it's getting kind of late. You had a whole morning of helping out the wizard. You did some shopping. You came back here. It's a long walk back. So by the time you get back to your inn, yeah, it's getting into evening. You can find your way back this time. You've made your way to and from the inn a few times at this point. So at this point, you can find your way back again. And as you go in, you see the halfling woman who runs the place still standing behind the bar, and you can the place, it's about halfway full with patrons who are coming in and finishing up the last of their dinner.
Try not to bite anyone, Moloch, please. That could be bad for us. And I pick him up in my arms and cradle him like a little baby.
Okay.
Scratch his belly.
Make me an animal handling check.
Oh, fuck. -1 9.
Okay. You've got him in your arm and like you're scratching his belly and stuff. He doesn't seem like completely unhappy with it, but he's like squirming around and like doesn't seem to like being held and keeps like trying to wiggle out of your grip.
Fine, just don't bite anyone. And I set him back down.
Okay. You've got him on a leash. The innkeeper actually like waves over at all of you as she sees you come in.
Yes, what is it? I'm very tired.
Just a matter of payment for your rooms. You only paid for one night, so just if you're going to be staying here
again?
Well, if you're going to be staying here regularly, we can I could set you up. If you wanted to pay for a week, we could do that, and I could give you a reduced rate.
Sure. Yes.
All right. So for a week, I'll call that four gold pieces a person.
Done.
Done.
Yes, done, whatever.
All
Sure.
right. Well, same arrangement. If you want any dinner, we still got some in the pot, and breakfast, lunch. Let me know if you need a bath or anything drawn up.
I would like, and I'm going to slip an extra gold piece across.
Okay.
I would like to talk later. After hours, if we could.
All right.
But what we talk about stays between us, all right?
All right. She scoops that one in with the rest and slides them off the counter into a pouch, not just onto the floor.
I'll turn to the others and I'll say, I bet she knows much about banking. She can probably tell us things.
Good thought.
Yes, it's all very thrilling, but I think I need to go to sleep now, so bye. And up the stairs to my room.
Okay. You go
Rest
upstairs.
well, Hannibal.
You go upstairs to your room. Smells a bit.
Good.
Moloch immediately is tugging on your leash as you come into the room, and then as he comes in, gets to the bed and is hopped up on his hind legs and is trying to dig his little noses under the mattress.
You want to see something very good? Moloch, look at this, and I lift the mattress.
And it was just skull pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to reach, and each mouth manages to get a little fragment and pull them out, and then they lay down on the ground and start just gnawing on it.
Say, Moloch, I give you good snacks. And then I conk out on the bed, face down.
Just,
Yep,
okay.
going for that long rest. Yeet,
Yeah.
yeet me that long rest.
Okay. And Drusilla and Aja, what are you two up to?
Drusilla's gonna go up to her room and enter trance to get those sweet 4 hours of a long rest, not the 8.
Oh, okay, right. So you go and sit. I don't know how you trans. Is it the traditional like cross-legged and meditation pose, or okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And Aja.
Aja would like to eat first.
Okay. There's a
And
very nice.
After eating, I would like to see if there's anybody that Aja would understand. It looks like they do business in the inn. Someone who looks merchanty.
Merchant-y. Okay. Give me an insight check to try and discern who in here looks merchanty.
15.
Okay. Yeah, you scan across the room. You're looking at the patrons. The best you have to go on is kind of like their bearing, how they conduct themselves, and then basically probably like what they're drinking and how they're dressed. And you think you see one for a second, but you manage to realize, wait, you catch the instrument case underneath. And you're like, that person is well dressed because they're a musician.
They have no money. We all know that.
And then you go one over and you see someone dressed a little bit in a little bit more drab tones, but something about it, like something about the the cut of their clothes and everything. It's not terribly bright and exciting, but it does look very nice, and you can catch little bits of shiny silver along the outside and things, and you figure this person is probably has some sort of money, probably is some sort of business person. And this person also is a dragonborn, a red dragonborn.
Yeah. I will make my way over to the table.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see that she's just finishing up her meal, and it looks like she may have, like, as you're looking at it, it's not what you ate for dinner. Like, you had some good but fairly hearty beef stew. Looks like she may have gotten dinner elsewhere and brought it here.
Good evening, miss. May I join you?
I suppose.
Many thanks, and I will take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping I could ask you a few questions if you'd be willing. I'd be happy to spot you a drink in compensation.
Fine, I'll humor you.
I do appreciate it very much. I'm trying very hard to understand things. I'm new to the city, you see.
She just kind of gives you a very quick appraising look up and down. You don't say.
I'm here doing some work as a guard, and haven't been to a big city before, and I'm trying to understand some things so I don't appear to be a complete dullard to my employer. And I thought you had the look of sophistication and, well, someone who understands money in the city.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check real quick.
Boy. 13 minus 1 is 12.
Okay. She seems, yeah, it seems like the flattery doesn't get you as far as you would potentially like, but it seems to catch her ear a little bit. And she says, all right, but I believe you said we were going to begin with a drink.
Yes, what would you like?
I'll have an Anchor Coast red wine if they have it.
I'll see if I can flag down a barkeep.
Okay.
Waiter of some type.
Looks like for the most part it's just the one halfling woman running the bar, so you probably have to go over there.
I'll get up and go over and order then.
Okay. And she said, Anchor Coast red wine. That will be 5 gold pieces for the glass.
Ooh. Very well. Bought. I will
Alright.
bring it back to the table.
Yeah, she comes out. She gets like one of the clean glasses from underneath the counter and pulls a dusty bottle out, uncorks it, pours, and just as she hands it to you, don't spill any.
Wouldn't dream of it.
You can head back
We'll
over.
carefully walk it back to the table, holding it in both hands,
As you-
walking very slowly.
Okay, as you come back, you can see that the Dragonborn is just eyeing you slowly, watching you as you come back through the crowd.
I'll set it down carefully in front of her and I'll say, she even cleaned the glass.
I would certainly hope so.
Here you are.
And she takes it and swirls it slightly, just enough, not to slosh it over the rim, but just enough to move it around the glass, and sniffs it a little bit, and then takes a sip, and you can just see, she takes a moment to close her eyes, and a slow smile spreads across her face, nods, and sets it down. So, what exactly do you wish to ask me about?
So when a merchant wishes to store money, I understand that they go to the bank.
Well, I have heard. Actually, let's see. What's her experience with banks? I've done so once or twice. I usually, many merchants still prefer to keep theirs in guild halls, though those that do international trade, I've heard that these banks are quite useful for that.
So I have no experience of them, and it sounds very complicated and frankly a bit unsafe. How does it work?
Well, from what I understand, it's mostly a process where you bring your money and valuables there, and they keep them protected with vaults.
How do they protect them?
I
They have many warriors.
I would assume so, yes. Also, as well as locks and a very secure building.
Locks. So when people want to take their money back, what do they do?
I believe they go and speak with someone in the front of the bank, and then they go and retrieve it.
What if someone was pretending to be someone that they weren't? How would they know?
I am not sure. I suppose there are several ways, both magical and mundane.
I see. And what has your experience of them been?
I mostly trade in furs, pelts, and fabrics, and I do a bit of importing, so I have received payment from received and given payment to far off business partners across the sea using these banks.
See. How long are you here for, miss?
I live in town.
And might I ask your name?
Yes. My name is Jaskarin Valthazar.
Jaskarin Balthazar.
With a V.
With a V. I think in the next few days, my employer is going to ask me to make a deposit, and I confess I'm still uneasy about doing it correctly. Would you be willing to entertain a small sum to perhaps do it for me? And ensure that it got deposited correctly? But I'd be happy to compensate you, of course. This job is very important to me, and I don't wish to, appear stupid or simple.
Well, She thinks for a minute. She takes a tactful drink from her wine, using it to pause and think. But you can see her eyes over, kind of doing mental calculations and also looking at you and the way you're dressed and everything. And then as she sets down the glass, smacks her lack of lips because she's a lizard. All right, for 50 gold pieces, I will run this errand for you.
Excellent. And where do I find you when I wish to engage your help?
There is we keep a storefront in the marketplace. You can find it at Jiskaran Textiles.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so very much. I graciously and much appreciate your courtesy and your time. Thank you.
Of course.
And I hope you have a lovely evening.
You as well.
And Aja's gonna awkwardly try to disengage from the conversation.
Okay, just like get up and leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get up and leave. She continues sitting there eating her dinner and enjoying her very fine wine.
One more drink and then bed.
Okay. All right. So you all gain the benefit of a long rest. You all sleep soundly in your straw beds. Hannibal face down on the mattress, still dressed. Let's see.
Total 14 hit points. Let's go.
Hannibal, make me a perception check, please.
Oh, nuts. I'm not good at those. That's a 2 minus 1, so 1.
Wow, okay. You sleep soundly through the night.
I have an 8 in wisdom.
Okay. You sleep soundly through the night.
Ain't wise, but I am intelligent.
All right. So you all wake up in the morning. Hannibal, as you wake up, very, very pungent scent hits your nose. And
fecal matter.
Yeah, you look over and see on the floor what one usually sees when you have an untrained, unhousebroken puppy that needed to go out in the middle of the night, and you slept right through it.
Vial.
Just pick it up and put it in a vial.
Yeah. Good
do you
boy,
use your
Moloch.
hand or do you use your hand?
I use my hand.
Okay. The gloved one or the non-gloved one?
Non-gloved one. I don't want to get my glove messy.
Okay. I didn't know if that glove was just like disgusting.
So I'm cramming it in, and I'm like, "Good boy, Moloch. Thank you for giving me more alchemical ingredients." And I scratch his chin with my gloved hand.
Okay. He's just sitting there looking at you, very confused, as you're just taking his poop and cramming it into a vial.
And then I give him another finger from the bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, the two heads take it and again keep fighting over it.
Do I know prestidigitation? Let's find out. No.
No. Okay. Woo. All right. The other two of you wake up. Aja and Drusilla, you also wake up in your rooms. It smells much better in your rooms.
I would hope so.
Actually, Drusilla, you woke up technically like in the middle of the night, I suppose. Or sometime very early morning, because you only do the 4 hours of trancing.
Mm-hmm.
So technically you were the first one to get up, or to awaken. You have 4 extra hours. Was there anything you wanted to do with those in the middle of the night, or just kind of hang out?
You said the bank was in Midtown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I go try and find it myself? Just kind of...
You could. It's like 4, 3, maybe like 2, 3 in the morning when you first wake up.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I was gonna go for like a middle of the night walk.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you can. You saw the map that. You saw a map that the innkeeper made for you that Aja has, and you can probably maybe remember enough of it to find your way over. So yeah, give me a survival check to at least make your way over to Midtown.
14. No, 24. 24.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're like, all right, yeah, I remember where that is. It's right. It's gonna be this way, this way, this way, right across this bridge, and yep, we're there. You're actually finding, even though it's the middle of the night, now that there's a lot less people here and it's much more empty and quiet, this city, navigating this city has a lot more in common with navigating the woods than you might have previously realized. Like, replace dense overgrowth and trees with buildings, and there you go. You even begin to see sort of patterns in the way some of the streets and alleys and are the way they curve. They start to make some amount of sense, similar to how like deer trails are made by animals taking the same paths over and over again because it's the shortest distance between, or it's the shortest path between two highly trafficked points. You start to see similarities there, like sense in how these roads are laid out, and that allows you to easily make your way from the Silvergate district over into Midtown, which is, you remember, is very large. So you make it into this district, and at this point, it's probably about like 3:30 in the morning, complete dark nighttime. And aside from knowing that it's in this district, you don't have a lot else to go on.
Are there any people out, or is it just me?
It's a very, very large city, so there are still people out, way less than there were during the day, but you can still spot a couple around, yeah.
I want to go to the closest person and just ask for directions to the building.
Okay, let's see. So you go up to the closest person you can find. You're looking around and you spot someone. As you go up to them, you can see that they have a hood drawn over their head, a dark cloak, and you can see that they're going up to the side of a building and trying to like hunching their shoulders and like you can hear like small like click metallic like clicking sounds, very quiet, and then like muttering under their breath, and you come up behind them and just like, hi there.
Hello.
And as you come up behind him, he jumps like a foot in the air and whips around. You can see he's got like two very small looking metal tools almost. Like one's very straight, one kind of has a hook on it. And there was looked like there was a door on the side of this building that he was going up to. Ah! What do you want?
I'm new to the city and I'm supposed to meet a friend, and they told me to meet them by the bank, and I don't really know where that is. Would you be able to help me?
You're looking for the bank, huh? And you see his hand slowly start to like he puts the two tools into one hand, and then his other hand slowly starts to reach under his cloak.
What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
If you help me, then I can just pretend I saw nothing. If that makes any sense to you.
Make me an intimidation check.
Guys, I'm not good at that one. I do.
And then, as you say
Stabs.
that, yeah, he like whips out a knife. It's like, you trying to threaten me?
No.
How do I know if I tell you aren't just gonna go and tell someone anyway? Huh? He's like jabbing the knife in your direction.
I can swear to you on something.
Already seen my face. And you can see the wheels turning. You can see the grip tightening on the knife, and you get the feeling this is a very desperate person who is leaning heavily in the murder direction right now.
Same. Just let's not make any rash decisions. And as I said, I'm going to try and use Mage Hand to grab the knife out of his hand. Just yoink it.
Okay.
If I can.
Oh, yes, you're. I think technically speaking, you need to be a arcane trickster rogue in order to be able to actually steal things with the mage hand. Otherwise, it's not. It's a little clumsy to be able to like yank something out of someone's hand.
Okay. All right. Well, there goes that plan. Guys, I might TPK myself right here right now.
There's always what chat. There's always what chat's saying.
I'm usually the one saying it in chat. Just gonna, let's not make any rash decisions, friend. You know? If you hurt me with that knife, I'm gonna tell someone. But if not, I'll just turn and walk away.
Not if I make sure you can't tell anybody.
Oh, I wish Hannibal was there.
Yeah. Well, you know, you make a very good point. Would a gold piece be worth not stabbing me?
Well, you got money too, huh? I don't even need to break into this place.
Look, I just have the one piece.
Oh no.
Make me a deception check.
Natural 1.
Actually, it's a 19.
Okay, all right. You see him calm down a little bit. And then he looks at you. You see him look at you, like kind of like a new light, and then he looks down and sees your bare feet. He's like, "You're not doing too good either, are you?"
One could say that, yes.
His posture relaxes a bit. He leans back. He's still holding the knife, still pointed at you, but he's leaned back a bit.
As this is happening, can I talk to Drusilla through my sending stone?
You are dead asleep at this point. We established that with your because this is
thought
still in the middle of the night.
Oh, it's still the middle of the night, so it's while I will after. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is like Malik is currently pooping on the floor.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because Drusilla has the 4-hour trance, so she only needed half the sleep you did, so she left in the
That's
middle of the
correct. My apologies.
All right. Why are you looking for this? Why are you looking for this bank? Tell me the truth.
I told you I was meeting someone there.
You're meeting someone at a bank in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
We both should have our secrets, friend.
All right. He sheathes the knife. He says, "It's about this. I'll walk you over there. Make sure that's where you're really going."
It's fine with me.
Okay. This way.
Okay.
Right. And then he'll start, walking you down the street. He takes the hood down. You can see slightly pointed ears of a half elf.
Let's see.
And as you walk, you can see, he looks fairly young. Maybe not much older than you. His clothes are fairly threadbare. The cloak is probably the nicest thing he's wearing, and probably because it gets not a lot of use. It's like pitch black, perfect for sneaking around at night. And he takes out a small, well-worn, old, probably hand-me-down or pawn shop purchased leather, like a flat piece of leather with like little loops put into it. And he takes the two tools he had and slips them in. You can see other little metal implements and things as he then rolls that back up and buckles it and puts it back on his belt. All right. So, bank is this way. You take a left here. You take a shortcut through this alleyway. And that's for another survival, because he's actually taking you through a series of shortcuts, basically. And you could probably, by the time you get there, you can probably remember the main street ways to get there. But give me a survival check to see if you can remember the shortcuts he's taking.
14.
Okay. For the most part, yeah. There's a couple very twisty turning alleyways that you might need to skip over, but for the most part, a fairly quick out of sight path from nearly the edge of Midtown to the bank. And you get there and you can see that it is a fairly large stone building pretty different from the architecture of the city itself. Looks very new. A lot of blocky stone and columns. There's like a staircase that leads up to it, and for the most part is a very large, solid stone building with windows put into it and iron bars on each of the windows, and then a heavy set of doors at the front that are currently closed.
And is there any people around it just to, keep up that ruse?
Let me see. You really you might see movement down at the next street over, like a ways down, but really no one right around the bank.
She's gonna make it look like she's really looking for this person, but really she's just kind of looking at the bank and seeing if she can see any guards moving around inside.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking. As you're looking, it's kind of hard to see from across here. It looks pretty dark inside. Yeah, actually, it looks pretty much, as you're looking at the windows and everything, you don't see any lights or anything inside. It looks completely dark. And he looks over at you and says, "So, what exactly are you doing at this bank in the middle of the night again?"
I was told to meet someone here, but it does not appear that they're here yet.
All right. Okay. So, you just gonna wait for him then?
That is my plan. You don't have to wait with me. And I'll give him the single gold piece.
Give me a sleight of hand check to take out one gold piece without revealing the other 300 plus. Shishink, shishink. What is that? This is my bag of chainmail.
Please be awful.
17 plus 2.
Oh.
19.
Okay. So yeah, you reach over and you manage to do one of those things where you look in a direction as if you manage to make it look like you think you see a person and get his attention to go over one way, and as you do that, you reach into your coin purse, pull out a single coin, hold it so that none of the other ones jangle and all, draw it shut, and then by the time he's looking back, you have one gold piece and he does not know you have more.
Thank you for your help. Here's your payment.
He takes it. All right. Bye. And he just turns around and then hurries back in the direction that he came from.
Bye.
All right, and you are left middle of the night with the bank in front of you.
About how much time do I have until sunrise or?
You're probably an hour and a half, 2 hours till sunrise.
Is there anywhere to hide across the street from the bank to keep an eye on it for that hour and a half?
Sorry, say again?
Is there anywhere to hide across from the bank?
There's a couple of, it depends on you see a couple of places. There's an alleyway you can see that's pretty much right across from it that looks at the front of it. It's a little ways away across the street. You're not sure how much traffic it would get during the day. But you also spot a couple of fairly flat rooftops all the way around. There's sort of like an open, almost plaza area right in front of the bank. There's kind of almost a U-shape buildings around that. So you can see a bunch of rooftops from there that would face the front of the bank. You'd be able to see it from there, but you'd have to get up there.
We're gonna try to get enough there on one of these roofs. What she wants to do is just try and get a view of the bank when the sun comes up to see if anything changes.
Okay.
If there's movement inside.
All right, so let's go back to how are you going to get on top of this roof?
Climb? Is there a tree nearby or something to
Not
climb up?
This area is pretty. You've seen a few trees, but not many. So this area is pretty densely populated. So there's some things, some protruding bricks. There's some older stonework here, drain pipes and things, but it might be a little difficult to climb.
gonna give it the good old college try to climb a drain pipe.
All right, give me an athletics check.
This is where my luck runs out, guys. 12.
Okay. You manage. Yeah, there's enough handholds and things that like you take your time. You go like drain pipe, windowsill. You try to grab onto a clothesline, and you're like, no, that's not gonna do it. You let go. Try some other handholds. It takes you some time. You like look down a few times, and you're a good ways up. Then you manage like drain pipe creaks. Feels like it might detach from the wall. Let go over for a minute. Try some other handholds. You eventually manage to climb your way up to the roof.
I'm gonna sit up there watching the bank.
All right, so you sit there for the rest. You just kind of set yourself up. There's a little bit of a lip. It looks like for the most part, there's not a lot of. There's no reason for anyone else to be up here, so you're looking to have some privacy. And yeah, you're just gonna set up and stake out the bank until dawn. Time goes by, and eventually you see the sun rising from over the coast. And other direction. Sun would be rising in the east. Sun comes up over the other side of the city, and you can see, the bank in all of its splendor. Now that it's light out, you can actually see carved into the stonework, like up top over the door, like a good ways up over the door. You can see some letters written in probably what you would assume to be Dwarvish. But unless you read Dwarvish, they are illegible.
No.
So you're like, well, that's probably dwarf language. Sun comes up a little at dawn exactly. Nothing really changes, but a little while after that, you see, more motion. People start coming into the streets. People start waking. The city starts waking up, and then eventually you see a dwarf from this distance. It's hard to tell. Probably might be the guy that you saw in Lucas's office, who goes up with a big heavy ring of keys and goes up to the front door, unlocks it, and opens the door. And then within the next 20 minutes, you see a variety of people. Pretty close to when he arrives, you see several people come up who appear to be more burly, probably guard types, followed by some people carrying, stacks of paper with spectacles that probably look like they work inside the bank itself. And then by the end of the by the end of the hour from an hour after dawn, two of the burlier ones you saw go in looked like the guards, open the front doors and just prop them open so they stay open, and then you see people start to trickle in and do business in the bank.
All right.
And it's probably about this time that Aja and Hannibal are waking up.
Yay, we got the dab.
You've gotten quite a lot during this session.
All right. So, Hannibal, you woke up to the smell of fecal matter. You crammed it into a vial.
Yeah.
Aja, you wake up as well.
Unlimber, stretch, go find food.
Okay, you go downstairs. Breakfast is cooking. Bread, sausage, eggs, that kind of thing.
I will avail myself.
All right.
And wait for my companions to come downstairs.
Yeah, I'll go down for dinner as well with Moloch.
Breakfast?
Yep.
Yep. All right, Drusilla, once you see the people, once you've observed this and it gets into being about actual morning, what are you doing? Still hanging out, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out. I'm just gonna
Okay.
chill.
Okay.
Chill.
Just hanging out on this rooftop. All right. So, Aja and Hannibal, you're eating your breakfast, and after a bit, it's becoming apparent you're not seeing Drusilla come down.
I think Drusilla died in her sleep. That is so unfortunate.
Or maybe she was really tired, and how about I go check on her?
Okay, you do that.
You keep eating, buddy.
I'll watch the food to make sure no one takes it.
Yeah. Don't forget to feed the thing.
His
dog.
name is Moloch. How dare you?
I just forgot. Relax.
Moloch, if Aja ever calls you Sing again, you bite her.
I will give Moloch a little pat on the head, or at least try to.
Which head?
The left one.
Okay, you can try to go for a little pat on the left head.
That's a temperamental one.
You're pretty deft with you, so you can like get in there and like pat him on the head before he like snaps at you and you pull your hand away.
So cute. And upstairs.
Okay, you go upstairs, get to Drusilla's room. No answer.
A little louder.
No
Call her
answer.
name, Drusilla.
Nothing. No matter how much you try, you get no answer from inside.
Huh. Is the door locked?
I don't know, Drusilla. Did you lock the door after you? Or did you leave it unlocked?
Unlocked.
Okay, it's unlocked.
I will just ease my head in the door with my eyes shut, and I'll say her name again.
You hear nothing.
Drusilla, I'm going to open my eyes, have clothes on if you're in here. That would be good. And I'll open my eyes on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
You open your eyes, look around, and you see they're not big rooms, and you can see Drusilla is not in here.
That's concerning. I would like to look at the door. Does it look damaged in any way?
No, looks completely whole and normal.
No, I'll move over to the window. Is it shut?
Did you leave Drusilla, did you leave the window shut?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a window, so I was like,
Yeah.
didn't touch it.
Window is untouched.
And unbroken?
Yep.
I will make my way out of the room.
Okay.
So
back
Moloch,
downstairs.
Moloch, you see this sausage? Now, when you're bigger and stronger, these dangle between the legs of people. Some people, not all people. So when you're bigger and we want to be intimidating and dangerous and threatening, we could threaten people to bite them off. And I give him the sausage.
Hannibal?
Oh, yes.
Make me an animal handling check.
Oh, fuck. 11.
Okay, all right. He seems to get a little bit of that.
And I give him the full sausage.
Okay, but they grab it.
Or I give
2
each
heads.
head a sausage.
Oh, okay. So they like do you give them like the same time?
Same
or one
time.
or the other? Same time. Okay. They're like confused and like looking back and forth, but they eventually figure it out and like each one takes one and then puts it on the ground. And even as they like they're curled up on the ground and eating them, like they still keep trying to go over for the other ones and like knock each other away.
What is it, Aja?
It's Drusilla. She's not in her room.
Ugh, that's typical. One moment, please. Sending stone. Drusilla, hello. Aja's crying because you're missing. Where are you?
Does Drusilla have the other sending stone?
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, you receive that message.
Frozen. I'm at the bank. Sorry.
So, wunderbar.
And I'm pretty sure sending stones are once a day, so that's all you get.
Is she okay?
She's at the bank apparently.
That's good.
Yes, it is good. I have a good plan. You could say
I wasn't
prepared
I
things
wouldn't
for
like to
this.
say I was crying. I wasn't crying.
That's okay. It's a sense of urgency, so she feels bad about leaving us. She'll never do it again, Aja. It's fine.
You're very strange. Do you know that, Hannibal?
Thank you. Thank you. So, Moloch, do you want to go to the bank?
I'm just still eating the 2 sausages.
Excuse me.
Hannibal.
Hello, barkeep. I can't remember your name. I don't care. Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
So, this is my dog, Moloch.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to let you know. I was gonna see if you had a place he could be safely and not get out or kill anyone. But now I just don't want him to stay alone with here. So, never mind. I'm sorry for your troubles. You have a gold piece.
All right.
So, Moloch, I think we should go to the bank. Thank you for pooping. It's going to help a lot for what's about to happen.
Oh.
I'm concerned.
So, as I said, Aja,
So-
I have some things prepared. This will be a
Prepared.
walk in the park.
I think we should talk about it a lot,
I think a surprise would be more fun.
but not.
And I shake the
effective.
vial
You'll
of
probably get
Moloch's
paid
poo.
A lot more money.
I shake the vial of
With me.
Moloch's poo in front of Aja.
There's just a vial full of what is clearly poop.
It's
Yeah.
not mine, I promise.
I had a pet when I was younger too. I had a duck.
You had a pet duck?
Yeah, a duck.
Did you eat it?
Eventually, yes.
I know somebody who had a pet turkey once. That's a lie. Let's go. And I get up from the table.
No, let's wait for Drusilla to come here.
I don't think she's gonna come here. She's at the bank already. What's the point of her coming back? And then we go all the way back to the bank. Why don't we just meet her there?
Because she's not coming. She's gonna come back here probably.
No, I don't think she is.
I think she is.
I don't think she is.
How about we give it an hour, and we'll have a bet.
Have a bet?
Yeah.
Okay, if you lose the bet, you have to climb into this bag of holding.
I'm not doing that. How about a gold piece?
I don't have any gold.
You liar, you do too.
I gave
just
it
got
all
paid.
away to
You did
charity.
not.
I threw it out
You
the
didn't.
window
You've
to
never done
the
anything
to the
charitable in your whole
urchins
life.
running around the streets. They're like, "Oh, Mr. Hannibal, I need the money. My feet are freezing and falling off." And I was like, "Oh no, I feel so bad for you." And I threw my gold out the window.
Hannibal, if you saw frozen feet hanging off, you would take them. You would not give them money.
That is besides the point.
Right. So now that we've established that, we're gonna wait here for the next hour. And
Okay,
if Drusilla turns up, you're gonna give me a gold piece.
fine. Well, if we're just gonna wait here at the table, I should probably see if this trick of mine is going to work a little bit, I guess, right? Instead
I
of
think
waiting at the
practicing ahead
bank.
of time is a good idea.
Okay, I take out the vial of poo. And I uncork it.
Okay.
I take a tiny little nugget out.
Okay.
So, Aja, I want to see if this works. Mr. DM,
Yes.
would you allow me to replace butter with fecal matter?
For what purpose exactly?
Well,
Like spreading on toast? Do what you want. I don't care.
not for spreading on toast.
Okay.
For something fun?
It depends on what the thing that's fun is.
Well, you see, the spell I want to cast requires butter, but I think it makes more sense flavor-wise if it's fecal matter.
Okay.
Flavor.
Ugh. I will say make me an Arcana check
Oh, come on.
to adjust the spell accordingly.
Natural 1.
What spell are you casting?
Grease.
And you're casting it right here in the dining room.
Well, just on the
of
table. Just on the table.
But okay. All right. So, here's what happens.
I take the nugget of poo,
Mm-hmm.
I concentrate on it, I throw it on the table.
All right. So you throw it on the table, and it just it hits, and like for a second looks like nothing is happening, and then it starts to just like shake a little and like bounce before it starts to spin rapidly, and just grease just starts to spray in a circle like a sprinkler.
Wunderbar, it
around,
worked!
covering you, Aja, and like the next 3 tables, and it smells like poop.
Smile, just... Wunderbar, it worked, Moloch. Did you see that? That was amazing. That was your
Moloch's, like
poo!
taking cover under your chair as it just like sprinklers this like horrible smelling black liquid all over the place.
Hannibal.
Hello. I just waited the first level spell slot to do that, and I only have 2.
Why have you done this?
From behind you at the bar, you hear, "What in the 7 hells is going on?" on over there?
Sorry, my half-orc companion here just had an accident. We'll clean it up. I am so sorry.
You got it over 3.
No, Hannibal, you are going to clean it up. I am going to clean myself up.
Somebody better clean this up or pay me a lot of money to clean it up myself.
How much is a
Parsa
lot
is
of
going
money?
to silently leave.
She walks over and like she sees the grease and walks over and she's like, I would say about.
Don't worry, I've seen worse. There's been a
Nope.
lot worse come out of.
Nope. I'm not even doing this myself. I'm gonna hire somebody else. Oh lordy.
And on the way up the stairs, and Hannibal will pay you for it. Don't worry.
I don't have any money. I gave it to the urchins outside that were freezing.
And behind her back, no, he didn't. He only took their feet.
I didn't steal urchin feet.
All right, I've put up with a lot from you. I've put up with a lot of weirdness. You told me not to go into my own inn room, which I respected.
Yes, there was brain matter everywhere and skull bits.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? Pack up your stuff. Your friends can stay. You pack up your stuff. You're not welcome here anymore.
Excuse me. I gave you money. Can I have it back?
No, it's gonna go towards cleaning up all of this. Now pack up your stuff and get out.
Moloch, I don't think she likes us.
No, I don't. You're keeping brains in my. I have half a mind to report you to the guard.
You'd have to know what I look like. My original form. So good luck. And I take Moloch with a leash and I leave, and I head towards the bank.
Okay, so you just pick him up and you're both still. You are
Yeah.
still covered head to toe in grease.
That's fine.
Okay.
I went back to my room. I'm trying to get clean.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There's like a wash basin. You can like wash several towels and things. And
That didn't go how I
eventually-
wanted it to go.
No kidding.
Well,
So I'm curious, in the hour it's going to take me to get clean, does Drusilla come back?
Drusilla's just hanging out there. All right. All right. So Aja's cleaning herself up. Hannibal, you said you're going to the bank.
Yep.
Please make me a survival check to try and
Oh
find it.
fuck yeah. That's on brand for Hannibal. That's a -1 because it's wisdom. 2.
Okay.
Don't worry, Moloch, we'll find it.
All right. Let's see where you end up. Okay. You keep walking and you keep walking and you keep walking. You pass through a set of very large gates, and then you find yourself outside the city.
Moloch, I almost said Hannibal. Moloch, I think we went the wrong way.
He's just like he's been the whole time just like coming up and cautiously sniffing at you and then backing away with a concerned look. Like the two heads looking at each other.
So, I turn around and look for the closest person.
There are many. This is the main commerce gate of the city.
I yell out loud. Hello, I'm looking for the bank. I have to make a
So-
deposit.
So just to clarify here, this image, I would like to share this with everyone and make sure everyone's fully appreciating this. A green-skinned, like, creature from the Black Lagoon looking guy,
Mhm.
in a very fancy coat and a hat and a glove, covered head to toe in grease that smells like poop, is standing in the middle of the street and just yelling at every passerby, "Hello, I would like to go to the bank." So she comes no surprise when one of the gate guards comes over. You know, chest plate and halberd. It's like, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to step aside here for a second.
All right, Moloch. I don't understand what's happening today with everyone. But okay, I shall step aside and aid you in your mission.
Yeah, right over here, right over here, right over here.
All right.
It brings you off the road, off the side. Sir, is there anyone around with you that family, friends, anyone you're with that you may have gotten separated from?
Yes. There is my siblings. One is a half elf. She is at the bank currently. That's why I'm trying to find her. And then there is my half orc sibling Aja. She is staying at this one inn that I just got kicked out of for some strange reason I don't understand. And then there's a other sibling. His name is Reggie, and he's been missing for quite a time now. And then I have about, I don't know, I think 100 other siblings elsewhere, maybe more.
All right.
My name is Hannibal. What's yours?
Why don't you come inside here for a second? Just right over here. Just right over here. Just to have a seat. We'll help you out. We'll help you out, sir.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
This is gonna be so bad. Oh, maybe not. 16.
Okay. This man clearly believes you are some sort of crazy person. There he is.
Sorry about that. We're having pretty bad weather, so the power just went out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, audience. The power just went out. Oh, the stream's still going, apparently.
Oh, just came back.
Did just lose it for a bit, but
Sorry, everyone. The power went out. So it went out at offering Hannibal the ride.
Yeah, he was basically saying like, I will get you proper accommodations, proper for someone of your station.
What is it?
I don't exactly know. I'm going to have to go and talk to my superiors about that just to make sure I am but a simple gate guard, sir. I don't know what a sophisticated archmage such as yourself would need for proper transportation.
Okay, give me 1 second. I have to talk to my dog.
All right.
And as he does that, I'm going to use Control Air and Water as a Triton, cast Fog Cloud, turn around and run, just with Moloch. Pick Moloch up and gone.
So you just, all of a sudden, the gatehouse just fills with fog, and it like billows out the windows and door, and you just go booking it out the door, and you say, "What? Hey!" And you are just out the door. It's right next to the gates. That's a 20-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
So it nearly covers the entire width of the gate. So you hear like cries and screams and yells of people being surprised and startled as they're coming in and out of the city. And you make it out onto the street.
And look for an alley and just run down the alleys until I can.
Okay, so you go back into the city though?
Yeah.
Okay, so you run back into the city, and you're looking for an alleyway. All right, you managed to find a pretty nearby alleyway and duck into that.
Okay, Moloch, I hate that I have to burn another spell slot to do this, but those people today are just so mean. And I take my glove and I go like this across my face, and I cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
And I look like the tavern owner that kicked me out.
Okay, so you drop down to being a halfling?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I suppose that would cover, because like your entire top half vanishes, it completely covers up all the grease and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You still smell like poop, but and you still got your dog, but you look completely different like the tavern owner now.
And then I come out of the alley and I approach a citizen.
Okay.
And
see, they smell you before they see you. Just you just see them going, oh, what? Oh, hi.
Sorry about the stink. I'm looking for the Thunderhead Bank.
Let's see if they know where it is. I think it's in Midtown.
Thank you very much. Here's a gold piece for your trouble.
Thank you.
And then I take Moloch and I walk off to Midtown.
Okay. This is a weird thing there where you basically like stuck your hand like
Oh
into
yeah!
nothing, and then just
Yeah.
pulled a gold coin out of thin air.
Yep. That's how I do it.
Yep. All right, and then you walk off. All right, so you head back. Aja, what have you been doing for this time?
Getting cleaned up. I assume that'll take me a good while.
I'll say that between all of Hannibal's shenanigans here, running back and forth and getting lost and finding his way back, you're about cleaned up by now.
Then I'll make my way downstairs and see what the situation is. What's the sit rep in the eating area?
All right. Everyone is left because it smells horrible. Like everyone was eating, and like everyone just left. Plates and dishes just abandoned on tables, and the innkeeper is like got an apron on. She has like a bandana tied around her face. Like, and you can see that it's like got little like things like flowers and stuff poking out of it, like she stuffed it with potpourri. And then she's on her hands and knees with gloves, just with a bucket full of soapy water, just trying to wash up all of this stuff.
Aja will take in the scene, let out a small but heavy sigh, unbuckle her armor, and go help.
Okay. She looks over, she nods at you. And through a very, very muffled voice, she points over at a table. There was another like white cloth bandana and a basket full of like flowers and stuff. Just, if you want to help with the smell, that'll help.
I will do so.
Okay, so you can tie that around your face and stuff some flowers in, and it helps definitely. Masking the horrible, horrible smell has just been splattered all around the inn.
And I will apologize for him, for Hannibal. I'm sorry. This is pretty much it, really. This is him in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression.
I understand your decision to not let him stay here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have to deal with this again either.
I'm gonna just assume that the skull fragments that he mentioned under his mattress are from an animal. I'm just gonna assume that.
I think it's an assumption you will sleep better at night for having.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, all you and the other one, you can keep staying. No, he is not. No, he cannot come back.
I totally understand. While I've got you, as it were, I was hoping I could ask you some questions about your business.
I suppose.
If you
Yeah.
want chatting while we work.
Sure.
Your profits when you have them, do you use this bank thing that I've heard about?
Me? No, I don't make enough. I don't do enough business to make it worth traipsing all my money all the way down to Midtown and back. No.
And do you know how it all works?
Kinda. I've heard enough people talk about it.
Could you tell me?
Yeah. Well, what do you want? I mean, just the basics. You go up to a clerk and give them your money, and they give you. They take down record of who you are and how much you gave them, and make sure that you can take it out again next time. I think you can also go. I think you can also borrow money from them. I think they will also lend money that you have to pay back.
We have some funds that we are considering depositing with them, but I'm concerned about their safety. I'm not well acquainted with the idea. Do you know if they keep... How do they make sure that the person who deposits the money is the person who takes the money?
That I do not know.
Hmm.
Because I know you can also, like, you can arrange to have somebody else get money on your behalf. So, for example, I could put money into I could put money into a bank here. I could put money, I put money into this bank here, and then if there's a say there is a branch up in Silmalan. I don't know if there is, but say there is. And I had a cousin that I wanted to get that money. I could set up an arrangement so that the money I put in to the bank here, my cousin up north would be able to then take out that amount of money on my behalf, as if I am paying them, but I don't have to send it by courier.
Fascinating. Well, and I'm curious, like, how does an establishment like that secure the safety of the money, do you think?
Well, I guess a big, heavy, safe door somewhere with a lot of people keeping eyes on it.
They probably keep it in the basement, I would imagine.
Makes sense to me.
Alright. I think that's all I wanted to get out of her. I think I'll just help her clean. Try not to throw up.
Okay, you help her clean up. That takes you a while. Drusilla, you're still hanging out on the roof?
Oh, and does our merchant friend or our courier come by?
Oh, actually, yeah, you're still there. So in a little bit, probably at the end when you finish up cleaning, Lucas will be showing up to look for you guys. And Drusilla, you said you are still on the roof?
What time is it now? Like, what time is it getting to be?
It's getting to be mid to late morning.
I'll try and make my way down, climbing down the side of a building.
Okay, make me that athletics check again.
$11.
Okay. It takes you some time. You definitely draw the attention of a lot of people out in the plaza as you see this barefoot woman slowly clambering her way down the side of a building. There's a couple places you like almost fall and catch yourself and like let out a like and then catch yourself, breathe for a minute, and then continue down. So like it's like a small crowd is gathered by the time you reach the ground.
She's just gonna kind of glare at them and just, what are you looking at?
They'll look at each other and then put their heads down and turn and walk away.
I'm gonna make my way back to the inn, expecting to see my siblings.
Okay. Do you take the shortcut route that you took last night, or you take more of a main street route?
The main street route.
Okay. Right. Hannibal, you asked for directions, right?
Yep, and they told me to go to Midtown. You
at least got Midtown, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
With that, they pointed you in the right direction. It's like one bridge that leads you there. So I'll ask for perception checks from Drusilla and Hannibal.
7.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay, Drusilla, you notice the innkeeper from the inn walking Moloch down, Hannibal's dog, over like in your direction.
Suspicious. I'm gonna go up to this innkeep and just be like, oh, you have my brother's dog.
No, I am your brother, Drusilla.
But you're short.
Yes, it's a magic. It's magic. I am using it to remain undetected.
Did Aja tell you to do that?
Yes, it's Aja's fault. She made the bar, the tavern, really stinky. She pooped everywhere.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you as soon as you got close, you smell is awful.
She had like explosive diarrhea, and I got kicked out of the tavern because most of it splashed on me.
Like, kicked out for good, or just
Yeah,
continue?
I'm not allowed back anymore apparently, which is very upsetting because I left some of my materials under the mattress.
What materials?
Just skull fragments.
Oh. Well, I don't believe we can solve this with an apology.
No, I don't think so either. I don't understand. I was just sitting there and I got sprayed by poop, and then they're like, "Oh, you can't be in here anymore."
Well,
Anyways, let's rob the bank now.
no, we should probably get Aja.
Oh, Aja, we need her, don't we? That
Cheers.
probably makes sense, yes.
Yeah, she's got her thing, which is a little better than my boomerang.
Yes, and if I look like this, I can get into the tavern and no one will say anything.
Was the tavern owner there when you left, Hannibal?
No, she actually fell down the stairs and died. So,
Oh.
no, it's just a joke. No, she was there. She's the one who kicked me out because I smell like poop.
Well, maybe if she is there, or if she died, you should not show up looking like her.
No, we can like tell her she has a long lost twin. Let's go! And I run towards the tavern.
Malik is like yanked on the leash, is like trying to keep up with you.
I scoop him up.
Okay.
I guess I'm following.
Okay. Following after, you guys eventually make your way back to the tavern, the inn, just in time for Aja and the tavern keeper, whose name you guys still have never asked about, finish cleaning the place up.
Open the door.
All right.
I'm still holding Moloch.
Yeah. Aja, you and the innkeeper finish cleaning up. Like, you're just taking the masks off and taking a deep breath, and like you've opened up the windows and are airing the place out, just in time for a second copy of the innkeeper carrying Moloch to come walking in, and just another wave of that smell just wafts into the room.
Hello, we killed the one named Hannibal and took his dog. We are here for the ones they call Aja. She has business in Midtown.
Does this sound like Hannibal?
Yes. And the innkeeper goes, "Get out! I'm not dealing with you again. Get out! Leave!"
Aja's going to go to the door. Is Hannibal in the doorway, or the facsimile of Hannibal?
I know where you're standing, Hannibal.
In the doorway.
Okay.
Aja's going to give a light shove and shut the door.
Drusilla, look what you did.
What did I do?
Okay, Drusilla, you wait here. Just wait here. Moloch,
Wait,
here, hold Moloch. Moloch, don't bite.
I will hold this dog and give it lots of love.
Give me an animal handling check.
It's a natural one.
Way to go, Druid.
Glad you guys are getting all these little rules out now before it actually matters. Okay. So you're just like going to play with him and somehow manage both mouths are biting your hand simultaneously, and just like, and it's not like, it's like you're like, oh, play biting, and you're like, ow, 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 and like all you just see red as like blood just starts from the bites just like attacking your hand.
Hannibal, does he like me?
No, I don't think so. Here, give him back.
No. I'll make him love me.
Okay, fine. Give him fingers if you can, like this. Another gift finger. Here you go. Molek, don't bite. It's a nice lady.
Okay, they let go of her hand and start biting the gift finger. Seems that he just, he's got, his tummy's making the rumblies that only hands can satisfy.
I drop disguise self.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, fine. I have an idea. Just wait here. Molek, be nice. And I'm gonna go to where the window of my room was.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start scaling.
Make me an athletics check.
I'm getting really bad stuff. That's a 5.
You make it up about 5 feet before you lose your grip and just fall flat on your back in the grass next to the building.
Well, those supplies are lost forever. And I come back and take Molek back.
You also might have locked the window from the inside, if I remember correctly.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just take Molek back. Well, that didn't work. So, bank.
As you guys are standing here in front of the inn, you see Lucas Ghislaine come sauntering on over. He's got a floppy leather wide-brimmed hat on, shielding his eyes from the sun. He comes over and says, have you been on an adventure already today, friends?
Yes, if you think the adventure would be sifting through halfling excrement. The tavern owner pooped on me.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. All right. You want to get that taken care of, maybe? Before you go and do some sort of job where stealth and discretion are needed.
You're probably right, Lucas. I take out my water skin and just start right there.
Okay. He stands there and he watches you, and then you see he just raises up a hand and then mutters some things, moves his fingers, and then just a giant ball of water appears above you in the air, hovering for half a second before it all just falls onto you. Washes pretty much all of it off of you.
I'm holding Molek. It's okay, Molek. This is a bad man. Didn't mean to make you so upset.
Sorry about that. I figured I would help expedite the process. I do apologize.
Can I hear any of this outside the door?
Oh, are you still inside?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you went
shut the
out
door
with
on
them. Yeah. You can the windows are all wide open, so you can hear this happening. You hear the splash of water.
Oh, and Hannibal saying he got pooped on by the owner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The owner was just standing there. You see her just freeze at that. You see.
I'm going to grab the innkeep and say, "Come with me."
All right.
And I'm going to open the door.
She was behind the bar, and when you grab her, you can see that her hand is tightened around a club. And when she comes to the door, she brings it with. And she keeps it under the bar.
I'll look out. Hi, Drusilla.
Hi. Also, Sam, did I lose any hit points from the dog biting my hand?
No, Hannibal managed to intercede with the finger in enough time. If you had kept holding him, it would have begun doing damage to you. But for the most part, right now, it's just very light surface bites. It's bleeding quite a bit, but it's paper cut amounts. So it's not enough to do any damage, but it just hurts a lot, and you are bleeding profusely.
Cool.
So Aja comes out with the innkeeper holding a club.
I'm going to turn to Luke. First, I'm going to turn to Hannibal, point to him. Don't talk. Lucas, did you negotiate our fee? Do we have an agreement for the job?
Was that his
Yes, you do. The agreed upon amount for performing the job as a base level is 600 gold pieces for the three of you, total, not each. And then an additional potential 600 gold for damages. Let's see, damages and preparation. So basically, if damage is done to the bank, or you do damage to any of
just stop for a minute. Hold that thought. I'm going to turn back to the innkeeper. How much business did you lose today?
Well, there was the entire breakfast crowd, and then there was the process. Well, there was anyone that would come in for lunch, and then there was the time spent cleaning instead of cooking. So do you
Don't
mean
forget the emotional trauma. Don't forget that.
I would not forget that. Yes. So, let's see. I'd say about. Well, why don't we just round up and say 50 gold's worth of business for the morning?
Let's round up and call it 60. It's going to come out of his cut.
I don't have any money. I can't afford that.
Yeah, and you're not going to get 60 gold of that money when we get paid. Lucas, would you mind giving a 60 gold piece advance to this nice lady who's already been the victim of damages? And you can take that out of the total, and we will make sure that comes out of Hannibal's share.
I suppose I could do that, yes. He reaches into his coin purse and pulls out 60 gold and hands it over to her. So are we assuming then that you are... we assuming then that you are accepting this contract and going to be performing it since I'm giving you an advance?
That is right.
Fantastic. So, did I freeze? So, I feel like I'm freezing. There we go. So, I believe the terms are fairly simple. Get into where they keep the valuables. Don't take any. And make sure you make note of how you did it so you can let them know afterwards, because the information is mostly what they're paying for.
I'll turn back to the
from that,
who I just remembered. Thank you. I am sorry. I hope this makes up for the loss. And don't hit Hannibal with anything.
She looks at the gold in her hand, looks at the club, looks at the gold, looks at the club, nods, lowers the club, and then goes back inside.
Thank you.
She goes back inside.
You see, everyone, we're on the road to being best friends.
You must stop this.
I'm not doing anything. I am being friendly.
You are being an obnoxious, ridiculous little man, and it needs to stop. We have things that we are trying to accomplish that are very serious, and you are going around throwing poop.
I didn't
Stop
throw poop. I didn't throw poop. You said
you did throw poop.
We should
and
prepare.
Worse, the poop isn't the important part.
We
Hannibal,
should prepare for
Hannibal,
this attack
Hannibal,
on
quiet.
the bank. And I was like, oh, how about I make it a surprise? If it was a surprise, there would have been no poop in the inn.
Hannibal, the poop is not the point. The point is you walked out. You didn't even try to help.
She told me to leave, so I left. I look, are one of the windows still open?
Yeah.
I stick my head in. I'm very sorry for pooping. Oh, I didn't poop. I'm very sorry for spraying you in this poop. What is your name? So I can formally apologize?
Hannibal,
Ask me
stop.
again later so I don't throw this at you.
Okay. Bye. Her name is Ask Me Again Later, so I don't throw this at you. So.
Comes up and just slams the window shut.
I think it's time we go to this bank for dear Lucas here.
No, I think it's time we sat down and talked about a plan.
I
tried to do that,
avoid
and I got
killing anybody.
Kicked out of the tavern when we tried to sit down and discuss a plan. My plan was to use a spell called Grease and make a slippery floor. And then I was going to disguise self as the tavern owner and go into the bank, and if I got arrested...
Let's go sit down somewhere, not cast any spells, not create any poop, and talk.
Here's that Moloch, no more poopy.
Are you holding Moloch right now?
Oh yeah.
You feel something warm on your arm.
Moloch, is that poopy or did you pee?
Feels more wet than solid.
Well, Moloch, at least you did it with someone you trust. Alright, let's go sit down and think of plans.
Drusilla, how do I make you understand?
Make me understand or make him understand?
Him understand. How do I make him understand?
That is a good question.
Lucas just says, right, I will be heading off to pursue other business. I look forward to hearing of your success. And then turns to walk away.
Let's find a place to talk. Do I remember like where a cafe or an inn might be besides the one that's right here?
There's a cafe. You might have also passed by some small outdoor like areas with like benches and stuff that you can sit at.
That'll do nicely.
Okay. It's like one of those things they've got like the brick ledge set up around like a small mound of grass with like a tree growing out of it in the middle of like near an intersection of roads. They can have some semblance of nature. And then there's a couple benches backed up against it.
Oh, you guys had an interesting morning.
Yes, we did. I am very well acquainted with the floor in that inn.
You'll be an architect someday. That is very good.
Yeah. Hannibal, before he started throwing poop everywhere, told me that you were at the bank this morning.
I was, yes.
Oh. Excellent initiative. Did you learn anything?
I learned, well, first, don't approach people at night. They might try to stab you. But after that, it looks very dark in the bank at night, and there's not much movement that I could see. But then after the sun rises, someone comes with big keys, and then everyone else comes. So I think we should go at night.
Or we could go in during the day and hide until night. Then we don't have to break in. I thought it might be a good idea to find out where they keep the money too, so we don't have to look for it. I talked to a merchant last night who's willing to make a deposit for us. And I thought if we asked them to do that, they might be able to tell us where the money is kept.
What if we go underground?
How would we do that?
Look for sewers, possibly? I assume the bank has places for patrons to go and...
Oh, a place full of poop. No wonder you're so acquainted with it.
But I mean, if we slink through the sewers and come up through the sewer system, I don't think they'd expect that. It could be worth just checking out at least.
And do you see how you did that? Like, where you contributed something, like, just by talking to us instead of spraying poop everywhere and just running away?
I would just like to... I would just like to reiterate that the poo spraying was me testing out a spell because you said we needed to sit down and work out a plan, and I said this would be better done as a surprise. And you agreed to letting me test out this spell.
Does it occur to you that the middle of an inn is maybe not the best place to try out your poop magic?
I didn't expect it to be so explosive.
That, I think, is the problem, Hannibal.
Well, I think what was her name again? Get out before I throw this club at you. I think she is gonna be okay with what happened. She'll forget about it tomorrow. And then we'll be best friends.
I bet you won't be. And I don't think she's going to forget, because I mean, bending over poop for 2 hours is something that you don't forget in a hurry. It's just not.
I already forgot. So I think it's best for everyone to just forget what happened and worry about this job we've been put on.
So we could ask the merchant I found to make a deposit and find out where the money is kept and how it all works. And then we could, while that's happening, we could investigate the sewers possibly. That does seem like a good idea.
Yes, and then I could use these scrolls I got and use them as maybe distractions or ways to get into the bank. I have a feeling this fireball spell would be good at getting a possible vault open if the money is kept in a vault or in something.
That would make a lot of noise, I would think.
I'll muffle it.
Do you have any means of helping us to hide in the bank itself?
Well, I could do that fog cloud thing, but I think that would be quite noticeable. No, you could climb into my bag of holding. Drusilla could turn into a mouse, and I could hold her in my pocket.
Oh, that's a very clever idea. Drusilla could do reconnaissance for us.
Yes. And if all else
Oh,
fails, I
yes.
could also use this one spell to take on the appearance of maybe someone who works at the bank, or maybe even that key holder fellow.
What if we asked the merchant to make a deposit and Drusilla could... Can you turn yourself into like a spider or a fly or something? And hide in the bag with the money?
DM, can I?
I believe so. Yes. Let's take a.
I'd say I don't think the fly would work though, because it's got a fly speed, right?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
the fly.
As long as it doesn't have a fly speed, I think you're good. Yeah. There's a beast that you've seen before. You can use the features.
And we've seen spiders.
Yep.
Yeah, you've
And
definitely.
you could go along with
And
the
you, I mean,
money.
you've seen like regular. And you can stay in B shape for a number of hours equal to your half your druid level rounded down. So you can stay as in your animal form for 1 hour per use, and you get two uses.
So you could hide with the money and then see where it goes and come back out and tell us. And then we don't have to wander around.
Well, you could, instead of coming out to tell us, we could maybe wait a day, so everyone's all tip-top and ready to go, because I'm not, because I wasted spells.
Yes, you wasted them on poop, and that is your problem.
True. So we just go ahead and do this plan right now. Let's
No.
go. No? Okay.
So why don't we take today and do reconnaissance and find out what's in there and how it works, and then tomorrow do the thing.
That could work, yes.
Am I?
What do you
turning
think,
into a
Drusilla?
Spider? Am I spidering now or when?
How about I go contact our merchant friend?
Okay.
You can turn into a spider right before I give her the money to deposit. And then you can track it and see where it goes, and we'll just be waiting. I'll be waiting at the inn where I have lodgings,
Well, this is
and I'm not
happening.
sure where Hannibal's going to go.
Since I'm not allowed into the inn, I can go reconnaissance, scout out the sewer system.
You could do that. You should go get pooped up again. I think that's a great idea. I'm not.
Think of all the materials I could find in the sewer.
I'm not going to think about that. That's disgusting.
So you go back
I've
to
had
the...
enough disgusting for today.
Oh, there's no such thing. So you'll be at the inn. Drusilla will be a spider on the wall. Spider in the bag. Spider in the spag. And I'll be in the sewer prowling, looking for tunnels and secrets.
Sounds like a plan.
And if anyone tries to stop us, we kill them.
No.
That was a joke. Also, avoid the gods. If you get questioned by a god, say your name isn't Drusilla or Aja and you don't know a Hannibal.
Why?
I don't know a Hannibal.
So there was an incident. I was looking for the bank earlier, well covered in the poop, and I was screaming, "Hello, I need a bank." And the guards tried taking me somewhere, so I made a fog cloud and ran away. Everyone is just so rude to me today. I don't understand. I'm just standing there looking for help.
While you're down there covered in poop, it may be an opportune time for some introspection, Hannibal. That's all I'm saying.
No, I think I'm okay.
Well, Drusilla, shall we go find my merchant?
I did find out the enclave.
Oh,
All right. I'm going to try to make our way to where she told me to go.
Okay. And Hannibal is heading to try and find a way
Yes.
into the sewers.
I'm going to go to the bank and see if there's a sewer entrance near the bank.
Okay.
Like a grate or something.
Okay. All right. So you're heading in the direction of the bank. Drusilla, do you tell Hannibal how to get to the bank?
no.
Drusilla,
Okay.
how do I get to the bank?
You go down the one street and then the other one, and you'll see it. You know, just left and a right, you'll see it.
Well, look, if she gave me the wrong directions, we're going to bite her in her sleep. We are going to bite her. And we'll take her toes, too. And I whispered that to Moloch, we'll take her toes. Okay, thank you. And I look for the one street.
Okay. Make me that survival check to try and find your way to the bank
Let's
based
roll,
on those.
let's roll a different die for this one. Oh, yeah! Still the -1, but that's a 17.
Okay. You surprisingly, you're walking along and you just see Drusilla actually gave you true direction. They didn't sound helpful, but you managed to piece together enough things as you were walking and got lucky at a few cross streets and just did what she told you to, and you end up at the bank.
Well, Monarchs, that worked out very well. Let's look for a sewer grate, possibly.
Okay. All right. So you're looking for a sewer grate. You guys are heading towards the marketplace to look for that textiles shop and merchant.
Yep.
All right. Discar and textiles. You make your way over. You find it pretty easily enough. She gave you good directions to get there. And you're in the same district, so you'll get there before Hannibal gets to the bank. So you go over. It looks to be it's a little off the beaten path. It's not right on the marketplace. It's like a street back. It looks like the kind of place that is not it's not the kind of place that deals in just your day-to-day customers. They're kind of like a wholesaler. they're the kind of place that will sell materials to like a tailor or something, or someone else who will use their materials. So they don't necessarily have like a fancy storefront and like the glass windows with all the clothes in it and everything. It's mostly just like a fairly nondescript building. But you can go inside and you can see people working away, putting stuff together, stacking, piling, packing stuff up. And you can see the Dragonborn you met the night before, Jaskar and Valthazar, walking around, just sort of hands behind her back. She's a very long-necked Dragonborn, by the way. She has like almost like a serpentine head, so she's very, very tall, but her shoulders are like a relatively normal height, and her neck is kind of craned down, looking over people's shoulders as she weaves her way through the group, and then she sees you come in, and then makes her way over through the crowd.
Good, you're here. Are you still willing to make a deposit for me?
Yes, and you said that you would be willing to pay me 50 gold pieces to do this for you?
I would. I just wanted to make sure you were still willing and had time this morning.
She looks back over at the over into the shop, and it's just 1 second. She goes over to a few people and makes some minor corrections and tells them some things and whispers some very stern words at them, and then comes back. Yes, now I'm ready.
Excellent. Do you have a bag of some sort that I might be able to put the deposit in for you to deliver? I didn't think to bring one, I'm sorry.
Yes, let me go get one.
While she's gone,
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn to Drusilla. How about we go outside for a moment and you can turn into a spider or whatever you think is best. Hop in the bag. And I think the goal is to see where the money is kept, where it goes. How does it get from wherever it's deposited, and how do you get back out from wherever it's kept?
All right.
You think you can do that?
I will try my best.
Just one note on this.
You don't have to.
No.
If you don't want to do this, it's okay. It's
No,
just an idea.
I'll do it.
Okay, and be careful, okay? All right, why don't you change, and I will put you in my pouch with the money, and I will take all of you out together and put you in the bag.
Okay.
So just really quick to mention, Drusilla, because you're very familiar with you've gotten familiar with the walk to the bank from here, and you're familiar with your own wild shape, I will let you know that for the timing for this, it's gonna take you most of one wild shape time just to get from here to the bank, and you would pretty much be out of time at that point and would need to use the second one as soon as you got into the bank.
Okay.
How about I walk with the merchant to the bank, and I'll do the handoff there so that you can buy the most time with the wild shapes.
That sounds like a better plan, to be honest.
Okay. So we'll go back inside.
Mm-hmm. And she's come back, and she's got a fairly simple bag, like money bag. Looks like probably she uses it for business.
Excellent. This is my friend Drusilla. She's going to walk with us to the bank, if that's all right.
I see no problems with this.
All right. Well, let us go.
Yes, let's. And yeah, she'll exit out the door, and she'll gesture for you to go first, and then follow after.
All right. Drusilla, can you lead us to the bank?
Oh, certainly. And I will take them to the bank.
Okay. And this time while they're traveling back, Hannibal, you've arrived near the bank. You can see it. It's that big, giant stone building. People walking around. There's the plaza in front of it. Looks like a lot of room for people to walk around. Steps leading up to the front door. Do you speak Dwarvish?
Oh, shit. Nope. Common, Gith,
Okay.
Infernal, and Primordial.
Okay. Yeah, you see runes and Dwarvish over the door. You have no idea what they say, though.
Moloch, I think so. Say, enter.
And you were looking for entrances to the sewers,
Like
right?
a sewer grate, or yeah.
Okay. Give me an investigation check to try and find one.
Okay. All right. Where's that die that hasn't been rolling like poop? I say that and I get a natural 1.
Okay. You are wandering for quite some time trying to find these entrances to the sewers, and you eventually manage. You're kind of spiraling out from the bank, trying to find your way into a sewer entrance, and eventually, you do manage to find one, and you're like, "Yeah, this feels right. This feels really right." Wait a minute. This also feels very familiar until you realize that you have somehow arrived at Lucas's office door, which you remember is an unused section of sewer. And on the other side of the river, and you were so engrossed you don't even remember crossing the bridge.
Well, Moloch, that is typical, isn't it? Let's try a different approach, Moloch. And I head back to where the bank was, if I can find it.
Yep.
And I'm going to go through the front doors.
Okay. I will say that with how much time you spent searching and looking, with it being a nat 1, by the time you're going through the doors is about the time when Drusilla and Aja are also arriving. So, let me see. Who gets... Let me roll to see who gets there first. Wow. Drusilla and Aja, you get there slightly before Hannibal does.
Excuse me, just Skyrim for just a moment. I'm going to take the bag and put the money in it. I need to talk briefly with Drusilla, and then we'll get you on your way.
All right. Whatever you need.
I'd like to try to find a place like out of the way, around a corner or something without people.
You can find one easy, yeah.
Okay, Drusilla, are you good?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. Don't step on me.
Wouldn't dream of it.
And then-
And I'll take out 300 of my gold,
Okay.
and I will put it in the sack, and then as Drusilla shifts, I will carefully place her on top.
Okay. And Drusilla, which form are you taking for this?
Oh, we're gonna go a little spider, just a normal spider.
Okay. Normal little spider. You drop in. It's weird moving with 8 legs and like being so tiny. Like all these gold pieces are like bigger than you are as you come inside. You know, because they're like this big, but you're a pretty small spider. So like the sound of like as the coins clank and shift around you is this like massive, loud sound of metal or shifting around you in like a sea of coins.
I'm sorry.
You probably managed to find a spot. Like once you're in there, you probably like have to hang on to like the top part of the bag around where it cinches, and like hang on up there just so the coins themselves, you don't just get caught up in the tumbling coins and crushed.
Oh, don't die in the bag. Don't die in the bag. Please don't die in the bag.
Well, that's the thing. She would just turn back.
Yeah.
I would feel so bad if she died in the bag.
Okay. But yeah, and then so you've got a bag full of 300 gold and 1 Drusilla.
Okay. I will take it back around the corner. I'll have taken 50 gold out of it to pay Jaskarin.
Okay. She'll take the 50 and say thank you, and you suggest make a deposit.
Please deposit this. And if it wouldn't be too much to ask, if you could just inquire about how they secure their funds and such, and just let me know how it goes, I would appreciate it. I'll wait here for you.
Of course. And what name am I depositing it under?
Deposit it under Aja.
Aja. All right.
Aja Algrimus.
All right. And does this Aja has an account already with the bank?
This is why we do this. I do not.
I see. Well, I would not be depositing. I would not be able to create an account for you. They would ask for you to do that.
Well, could I deposit it in your account for just a little while? Save some
I
time?
thought you were depositing this for an employer.
Yes. I mean, we'll be getting it back, obviously.
I would prefer not mine.
Sorry, this is why I wanted to do this. I clearly don't have a good understanding of how it works. How long does it take to create an account?
Not long, I believe. Well,
I run in and do that?
Who is your employer?
I work for Lucius Arts Incorporated.
Perhaps you could go in. Perhaps they have an account that you could just deposit under.
Possibly. How about I go in very quickly and check? Just hang on.
All right. Clock is ticking on Drusilla's wild shape.
Got it. I'm gonna go in.
I hope it takes. Man of
Okay. And as you're heading the steps, you see Hannibal come marching up the steps at about the same time.
And I'm gonna Aragorn 2 towers, the door open, just.
Okay.
Hello.
Ignoring Hannibal completely.
Hello.
Yeah, you come in and it's like a very nice stonework lobby. There's a pair of stone statues of dwarves, like kind of in the Atlas pose, like one, on one knee with their hands up like this, holding a giant brass pan of burning oil, illuminating the inside of the room on either side of the lobby. Very intricate mosaic on the floor, but the floor looks polished to like almost a mirror sheen. And against the far wall, you can see several windows with bars that come down, leaving about this much space. There's like a cross piece leaving about this much space underneath it, and then behind each is a dwarf sitting and talking to people and accepting money. There's a few open ones, and then you see a very, very heavy wooden door off to one side that looks like it leads into that back area. But for the most part, it looks like just this front room is completely separated off.
I would like to approach one of these dwarves.
All right. You see
That's what
separate ones or the same one?
Separate ones.
Different one.
Okay. So you go to separate dwarves. You go up to Hannibal. You get a older looking dwarf with a very long hooked nose and spectacles and bald with like he's got like a long chin beard. Like there's no hair above the jawline. Like
Nice.
it all hangs basically straight down from here. It's gray and kind of curls up at the ends. And Aja, you get a younger looking dwarf, a woman who has her hair back in a very intricate braid. And she's sitting down and working on some paperwork as she comes in.
Hello.
Hello there. How can I help you?
I would like to open up an account in your esteemed establishment. I am a master alchemist, and I would like a place to store my gold, as well as my alchemical supplies, if possible.
All right. Well, we can definitely accommodate those, although we have to make sure that the alchemical supplies are not toxic, caustic, or otherwise dangerous.
Okay. So basically, all I have on me right now is just some oil, which I imagine you can't keep that. I have this vial of fish scales, a vial of seaweed, this glass bottle of slime. Don't worry about this one, it's poo. That's basically what I have right now.
All right. So you'd be looking for a smaller deposit, or a smaller box then to keep those in.
Yes. Also, I have this condition. It's called irritable bowel syndrome. I have a tendency to overshare. I was hit on the head as a wee child, and sometimes there's no filter, so I apologize for that. Do you have a bathroom I could use after I open this account?
I suppose you've got some chamber pots where you could use, yeah?
Fantastic. So I'll open the account. You can point me in the direction to release the Kraken, so to speak, and then we can do some business. I'm Hannibal, by the way.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Hannibal. Very nice to meet you. All right. So a small deposit box, and you said money as well, yes?
Yes, I do only have about 314 gold on my person, but I'd only like to deposit maybe 200 today.
All right, 200 gold pieces deposit, and then a small deposit box. All right, the small box will cost you. It will be, well, it's a very small one, so smallest size we've got. What is it? That'll cost you 10 gold pieces per month to keep those safe.
10 gold pieces per month to keep these
Yes.
safe. All right.
And the money is stored for at no charge to you.
Wunderbar. Almost like it's better than banks in reality. So could I
haven't
use
figured out fees yet.
So, you can put my name down for the account. I'll use the bathroom, and then I'll come back and we can finish this business. I want to be 100% in tip-top shape before we begin.
All right. Just go over here. I'll talk to someone. Just go over to that door over there, knock on it. I'll have one of the guards let you back.
Oh.
And then yes, we can finish up. We can finish up the process.
Thank you so much. And what is your name?
Oh, me. My name is Cornelius Thornweather.
Oh, that's a wonderful name. Thank you so
thank
much, Cornelius.
Thank you very much.
Thornweather. Thank you so much, Cornelius. And I approach the door and I knock on it.
And you hear, let him in. He just needs to use the chamber pot, and then you just bring it back out. And then the door opens, and a very large human in some like boiled plate leather is standing there and sees you, nods, and right this way, sir.
Thank you. You're very handsome and burly.
Thank you, sir.
So, yes, to the chamber pots to release my deposit.
All right, and yeah, he leads you back into a room where you can go and do your business.
Thank you.
It's a couple twists and turns. So he's like, I'll wait outside so I can make sure you can find your way back.
Thank you. This is my companion animal. He helps me if I fall off the chamber pot.
Right.
Thank you, and I close the door.
Okay. There is an open window where you can dump the chamber pot out into an alleyway that looks like it has grates that lead down into the sewers.
I smile. Wunderbar. How big is this grate?
It looks kind of like just for down there. It's kind of the alleyway is set up where there's basically like walkway on either side, and there's a trench in the middle, and the trench is about this deep, and then interspersed throughout it are just little openings into the sewer where things can run off into the sewer below. It's not like a full like entry grate. It's just kind of like it's like a storm drain almost.
Okay. I think we can fit down there with some issues, but it could work. Moloch. Oh, this is a big one. Oh God, don't come in. It could kill someone. And I'm like using that to mask what I'm doing, and I cork off the poo. Hold on. Weird. And I'm gonna dump it out the window. I'm dumping Moloch's poo out the window.
You dump the vial up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I feel so much lighter now. Free. There's space. And then I water skin my hands and the window.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave the little area.
Okay. While Hannibal is pretending to go to the bathroom, Aja, what are you up to?
Aja's had a bit of a rethink.
Okay.
Based on the current circumstances. Aja's going to go back outside.
Okay, so you got up to the counter. We're like, never mind. I turned left.
Actually, I'm just going to say I forgot something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll go back outside to Jaskarin.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can. I had a look inside. I think I can handle this. Sorry to have bothered you. Keep the gold.
I won't say no to free money and a nice walk.
Bye.
Farewell. And she just turns and leaves. She's gonna hail a carriage to take her back.
That's legit. She just came into 50 gold.
Yeah. She'll use your money to pay for a ride across town.
We'll run back into the bank with the sack.
Okay. Yeah, Drusilla, you can feel it shifting around.
And back up to the counter.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Aja, and I need to deposit this money here. And I'll...
Very nice to meet you, Aja. So you need to deposit money, you said, yes?
Yes, it is, but I'm in a bit of a hurry. Have a lunch date.
Okay, all right. So what's the name for the account?
Aja.
Aja, all right. And she goes and starts looking at a little ledger and says, just one moment. And she turns around and goes into the back. A little more time passes. Eventually she comes up and says, I'm terribly sorry. I'm having a hard time finding an account under the name Aja.
No, I need to make an account.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry about that. All right. So you said you wanted to make an account then, yes?
Yes. Quickly.
All right. Okay, quickly. Yes. I'm sorry. Let me go get the papers for that. I'll be right back. I'll hurry though.
You do
She
that.
hurries off. She hurries off. She goes and gets a few things, brings them back out. Says, all right. So we just need you to write down a bit of a basic information. Here, I can take care of some of the other things though. Just the name you would like to be known as, and then anybody that you would like to be able to also make open withdrawals from your account.
Can we specify people that we don't want to make open withdrawals?
Well, it would be everybody, but I suppose there is also sections for people that we should be suspicious of if they come in with a letter of note for your account.
Excellent. I will fill out what I can of the paperwork. I will specify Drusilla can open it anytime she wants and Hannibal cannot.
Okay. All right.
And I'll put like a big X through Hannibal's name, and I'll draw a little picture of someone being stabbed.
Okay. All right. I can fill out the rest of that for you since you're in such a hurry.
Very much so. And
right.
you'll see to it that this money gets deposited somewhere safe.
Oh yes, of course. Absolute guaranteed. All of our money goes somewhere very, very safe and secure, and guarantee on yours as well.
This is my first time using a bank. Perhaps you could show me where it will be kept safe, because I'm frankly a bit skeptical.
Well, just one second. She turns around and goes to the back again, and then she comes back, and another dwarf comes back, a little bit of an older woman. Sorry, what's this? You said you wanted to see where the money is kept?
Yes, I just want to take the measure of your safety precautions and make sure my money's secure. I've never used anything like this before, and I'm a little uneasy. But I've heard it's the way the world is going, you know.
Well, I understand that entirely, sir. I'm just sorry. I have to inform you that it is our policy that we do not let people back, just anyone back, to see the vault or see where the money is kept. For security purposes, if we let you back to see everybody's money, we'd be letting
the test. Well done.
Huh.
I wouldn't let them do that either. Very good. Please
All
deposit. Thank you very much.
And just the contents of this bag here.
Money.
The money in this bag you've handed us, yes?
Yes, I want you to take this money in this bag and deposit it in quickly.
All right, we can do that.
I'm very concerned about its safety right now, so if you could deposit it quickly, that would be good.
Always, sir, yes.
Depositing it quickly is the important thing I want to make sure you understand here. Like, don't let it just sit around for, say, 2 hours.
Yeah, of course.
I hope when this dwarf is carrying the bag of money, wild shape ends and just...
No, you did it right outside. You're like maybe 15 minutes into the wild shape at this point.
Okay, so quickly now, deposit it and make it safe.
Yes, they keep trying to turn. They keep trying to turn to take it away, but you keep insisting they do it quickly. So they keep turning back to acknowledge, yes, it'll be done very quickly, and then they turn to go, and you're like, quickly.
Oh no!
Great guy.
Asher will eventually let it go.
Okay. All right, they turn around and go take the money back. Drusilla, you've been hearing all of this from inside the bag. The feeling it,
Spider-Arm's just like, oh my god.
you've been feeling it like sway back and forth every time they try to turn to leave and then turn back to talk to him.
Splat.
All right, they take the money back, and Hannibal, you come back out of the chamber pot room.
Oh, that was hefty, Mr. God. Did you hear it?
I tried not to listen.
I think I bottomed out the chamber pot.
Would you like to go back to the lobby now?
Yes, please, thank you. I have to open up an account today.
All right.
Thank you for your patronage and your hospitality. Have a gold piece.
I'm sorry, sir. It's policy that we don't accept tips from customers.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Thank you, though, for helping me poop.
You are welcome, sir.
Okay, yeah, knock on the door. When we get
Yeah, well, yeah, it opens from the inside, so he opens it and lets
okay.
you back out in the
I
lobby.
still knock on the door before he opens it.
Okay, no, if you just, I need to just
Oh,
get past you to
thank you.
handle.
I've
Yeah,
never
okay.
seen a door before. Thank you, sir. And I go back to Cornelius.
All right, yeah, he's sitting there. He's finishing up with another customer who came in the interim.
Oh.
There you are.
So,
Right.
yes, I left a deposit. And I make sure that is Aja still within like earshot.
She's like turning around and leaving the
I
window.
make
at this
sure
point.
I say this loudly enough for Aja to hear, but pretend like I just keep up the facade that Hannibal has social issues, and I say, yeah, man, those grates outside your bathroom, they're very large. I could put an entire load I deposited down it with no splashing issues.
Well, it's very, very nice to hear. Very good to hear. So I'm glad we're glad that our facilities were to your satisfaction.
It's the best bathroom I have ever used. So, Cornelius, what am I required to do to open said account?
Right. All right. So let me just get this paperwork here, and basically it takes you through the process. You need to write down your name, some basic information, some things. The stuff that Aja skipped over was basically like basic description things, so that ways to identify you.
So I have to write down my name?
Yes.
What if I don't want people knowing my name?
Well, I don't have any way of verifying your name, so an alias would work as long as you remember it and you can
An
use it.
alias, wunderbar. I think I'll use the alias Hannibal.
All right, Hannibal it is. So if you remember that all of your accounts are under the name Hannibal and not whatever your actual name is.
Thank you very much. Now, what do I do now? I wrote down Hannibal. What's next?
All right, and I'll just need the 10 gold pieces to rent out, to pay for the month's rent for the deposit box.
Okay, here's 10 gold pieces.
All right, and then anything you'd like to deposit.
And then, so, 200 gold.
All right.
And then, just this vial of seaweed.
All right, and this is going into the deposit box. All right.
Yes, please.
So, so I forget. He gives you Aja. You would have gotten one too. It's a very nice, basically like certificate-looking piece of paper that has like all sorts of filigree and things around the outside. Very nice looking, signed by a couple of people, and then it's basically a check. It basically says like pay to the for each of you. It says like however much you deposited deposited into the account under the name this. So basically you can use it to bring back and be like, I would like to withdraw my money, please, and then use it to get the money back. It's basically a receipt.
All right.
So each of you gets one of those, and Hannibal, you get access he gives you a deposit box number, and he says, keep that little piece of paper there because that has the number on it. You can memorize it if you like, but that number is how we know. You tell us that number, and then we go and withdraw the number and your name, and then you use that to bring back the things inside of it, and also this key. And he brings out a small key about like this big, with a little ring on the end of it to help you keep hold of it. He says, this ring right here, this key ring right here, just present that with your name and the number, and we'll use that to get into the box.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course.
Now, what if there's people I know that want to, well, do unmentionable things to the bank? Like, not to the bank itself, but to my lockbox.
Oh, you mean people, sort of a no-go list?
Yes, like, oh, hello, I want to steal your things.
Right. Well, in general, we will prevent them from doing that. But if there are specific people you're suspicious, there's specific people you're suspicious about, you can just write them down right here on this line right here, and we'll keep an extra special eye out for them.
Well, you see, I lean in close and says that half-orc that just opened an account named Aja. So that's it.
All right, we'll write down half-orc named Aja.
Oh, and this owner of an inn. I can't remember the name of the inn, but she was a halfling woman. She had a club. Our tavern smelled like poo. Also, what would you be protecting my money and supplies with? Like, do you have magical traps? Do you have large walking metal statues that punch people in the face?
Well, at this point, we're it's policy that we don't share the particulars of our defenses and security with people, just, for safety reasons.
So that makes sense. I was just curious, because I did just give you a lot of money, so I was just thinking. Okay.
I understand.
I understand as well. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much for your patronage, sir. They're going to be very confused when they look back, when they go into the back and compare paperwork and find that they just got 2 accounts made at like the exact same time that say not to let the other in.
And I meet up with Aja outside.
Okay.
Aja, did you get my... Oh, sorry, whispers. Did you get my message? My hinting towards the grate outside the chamber. Oh, excellent. Yes, I think I could slink down there. Let's go see.
Very subtle. Why don't we wait a little bit for Drusilla to get back?
If she gets back, how's she gonna get out if her thing goes away and she's just stuck back there as herself and not a spider?
Well, hopefully she'll be back before it wears off.
I think it's time to reflect on the fact that we have lost Drusilla. We will never see her again.
No, we are going to sit quietly and wait for her to come back.
Well,
which she will, because she's clever and capable. That's what we're going to do.
Dwarves are naturally scared of spiders. Those are squisher.
Yeah, well, we are going to sit quietly and contemplate not talking while we wait.
While you two are sitting there and contemplating. Drusilla, you're in this bag and you can feel it swaying and shifting, and you're trying to stay away from all the coins. And you feel, eventually you feel like a very jostling, kind of bouncing motion as the coin purse moves up and down. It kind of feels like, and like based on the echoing sound from outside, it feels like you're going downstairs. And eventually, after a little bit more walking, you hear a loud, like sound of some sort of mechanism being either turned or used, some kind of, and then a loud click, and then you feel the bag set down on something as it, like, a surface comes up and kind of the whole thing kind of rests down on a table of some kind, and you see the drawstrings or the top being pulled open, and you can see a pair of very large, from your perspective, hands opening up the bag.
Gonna use that moment to skitter out.
Okay, give me a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, hell yeah.
And let's see real quick, what would the dexterity of a spider be? Let's find out. 1, a 2, or 3. Let's see. Wow, actually there are full on, I thought I was gonna have to approximate. Spiders have actual full on stats. You have a +4 to stealth.
Then that's a 22.
Okay, so yeah, you just, like, the hands go in and start scooping out the coin, and you just go right past one of them out, and you are out onto the table. You can go down one side, and you can see a dwarf woman standing there unloading out the coins. You can see she's got what looks to be there's some kind of metal tray that kind of looks like an Oreo package. Like it's got like the long row, like kind of like trenches, like rows basically to fit the coins. And she starts taking the coins out and putting them in rows and stacks in here, and you can see you're in basically what appears to be a vault. There are rows and rows of basically wooden drawers that it looks like are about the right height for these trays to fit in and fit the coins into. Just rows and rows all the way up from floor to ceiling around. And it looks like they're a couple rows deep, so they can put multiple trays in. And you can see they have ones for silver, ones for gold. Looks like all the coins are processed very quickly. But for the most part, looking back, you can also see that what you came in through is not a solid vault door. It is basically like floor to ceiling bars, like basically like a cage almost, just covering the front of the room, and it's like a barred door to come into this section. So there's about this much of a gap between each bar. Not enough for like a person to fit through, but you as a spider or any other small creature can fit right through them. And that's where you're at. You can see this person just taking the coins out and fitting them into these trays and getting them ready for storage.
Okay. Do I know how much time I have left?
You've got like a vague sense. You're still in the first half of your wild shape, definitely.
Okay, all right, cool. Want to try and skitter to the floor.
Okay, you can get there easily. Find a table leg and make your way down.
And then, about how big is the vault? Like,
at this point, it's probably maybe like 20 feet wide by 30 feet deep. Pretty big. Lots of these cabinets for keeping money, and it looks like they keep it very meticulously counted.
okay, so staying along kind of the edge,
Mm-hmm.
gonna go out by the barred doors and kind of try and find my way back, staying close to the wall. And
Try and
also
find your way back up.
back up, yeah.
Okay. Make me one more stealth check, again with your advantage, because you're a tiny spider.
Nice. Dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way along the floor. At one point, you have to like go up the wall a little bit because a person's coming along. And then as you're going, yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check to see how quickly you can find the exit. Because this down here, it looks like there are a couple sprawling rooms, and you don't see those deposit boxes that Hannibal was mentioned to. So those are probably somewhere else.
Investigation. 6.
Okay. It's taking you some time. You're having a hard time you're walking around and you're finding it's taking a while to walk places because you're so small. You're finding a couple other rooms and offices and things down there. No like points of entry necessarily. You're having a hard time finding whatever staircase you took down here. And you're searching for probably another 20 minutes by the end of that investigation check with no luck. So now you're decidedly in the second half of your wild shape.
Yikes. One of these rooms, do they have windows, like, at all? Or are they
so far, looking around, it looks like let's see if you passed any. Actually, yes, you passed by a couple. It looks like there's a couple like down lower offices that like some rooms that like were specifically for workspaces down here, and those ones you pass by like someone was opening a door and closed it, you did see some of those like basement windows, kind of the ones that are up higher. Do you remember as when you saw the front of the building, there was a staircase leading up to the front door, so the basement is probably still partially above ground. So you do see those. Yeah, you do see some smaller windows that look like they kind of just like open like or inward like this. They're about this tall.
And I wouldn't have seen any that were open, would I?
Let's see. Of the ones you saw, none of them were open, no.
Is there any offices that I have not looked in?
Oh, plenty. This is a pretty big place, so there's definitely some you have not looked in. Yeah.
I'm gonna try looking for either an open window or that staircase. Just
Okay.
trying to hurry as much as possible.
Give me another investigation check.
So,
You are having no luck at all finding these, and you're coming up on the end of your wild shape.
is there any people around?
It's not terribly populated around here, so you do not necessarily you're in like an open hallway right now, so someone could come around a corner at any second, but you don't see anyone immediately in your vicinity.
I'm gonna drop wild shape for a bit and try and look.
Okay.
Drusilla.
So with that, as Drusilla drops her wild shape and is standing in the basement of this bank where she is not supposed to be, as herself and more detectable, that's where we're going to end it for the week.
Oh.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh no.
All right. Well, that was fun. Hannibal's going to need to find a new place to sleep.
The sewers.
Oh.
That's actually why he's looking. He's not looking for to break into the bank. He's looking for a new place to live.
Well, if he went to the sewer, I mean, it would probably save time and resources in the long run.
So initially, with that fog cloud, I was like,
Mhm.
oh man, I was gonna use the wall of sand spell scroll
Oh.
because it's blind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, no, I'll save that.
Yeah,
Fog
it's a
cloud.
third level spell. Yeah. All right. Fun times, folks. Looking forward to getting back into this next weekend and seeing how this plays out.
Oh man, it's gonna go bad.
Ironically enough, I watched the Thomas Crown affair last night.
Cheers, man.
Very apropos.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thank you for hanging out, chat, and enjoying this along with us and
Yeah.
appreciating all the shenanigans.
Thanks.
Come back next week to see how this resolves.
It's gonna go bad. That's what's gonna happen. We're all gonna get arrested, or detained, or killed.
Which is fine, because then we can just tell them the security works great.
Yeah, we were sent here by that guy.
Good job. Everything is tip-top.
Thanzil Onyx Forge will be pleased.
And now give us more money. This is like win-win. I mean,
Yeah.
what can go wrong? Nothing. It'll all be fine. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Well, thank you again, chat audience, for tuning in. We appreciate you very much, and we always love watching you talk. If anytime I look down, I'm looking down at what the chat is saying.
Same.
So thank you very much, and I believe this is, unless there are any last-minute announcements.
Join our Discord. Which I'll post everything. Everyone in chat's already members of Discord, so I'll do that again anyway, because those Nightbot commands are useful.
All right.
And that's it for announcements, really. Like, we got some stuff happening. Oh, found out I was off on the year anniversary date. Our year anniversary is July 26th, 2018. So we started this whole channel way before we started streaming. We started streaming in February of this year. July 24th, which is the Wednesday, I think that'll be a more apt day to do our anniversary stream. So we'll do some games all throughout the day, probably like 2-hour games each, pretty short. And then at the 10:30 slot, where we usually do Beneath the Tide, we're gonna mosey on back on to Campaign 1, the city below, and we're gonna do a little one-shot called the Rise of the Fungal Lich, which if you watched Beneath the Tide last week, one of the campaign characters from that first campaign, Baxter talked about how him and Gundar and everyone else kind of got together to take out this lich that had risen that was made of mushrooms and just fungus. And they have to go back to the city below to deal with that, the remains of the city below. And it'll be a 20th level one-shot. So Sam, Garrett, and Kate are going to need to roll 20th level versions of their characters. And Gundar, when we last left off, was 17, Valor Bard, first level Barbarian.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. Thing is, one of our cast members can't play that date, so we'll probably premiere that one shot at 10:30 and record it late on a Sunday, maybe.
Okay.
Or record it after this, after Soldiers of the Lich Queen. And then throw it up on the Wednesday. So yeah, we'll have an anniversary stream, all D&D. It's going to be a fun day. 2-hour games each. So if you want to run a game or play in the games, we do have a channel in the Discord called the Charity Stream. More information we put there because it'll also be a charity stream for charity and for the channel to raise some money to get a better streaming setup for myself, get like a green screen, and some better lighting and everything. But until then, we'll see you guys on Wednesday with Dungeon of the Mad Mage and episode 20 of Beneath the Tide. Lots of fun stuff planned for this week's episode of Beneath the Tide, and I'm keeping it all hush-hush. And then Thursday, Grimshade Mountain, where you get to see everybody, the entire cast, play new characters in Grimshade Mountain. Yeah, that's it for announcements. Also, podcast, iTunes. It's currently only on iTunes. I'm not too well-versed in the whole podcast thing, but I don't know if it is on Spotify. I'd like to get it on Spotify, but I am not in charge of the podcast. That is all Garrett's doing. So if you want to ask if it'll ever be on Spotify, message him on the Discord. Don't pester him too much, though, because he's a nice guy.